Hey, it's Cristin from CristinOnDemand.com, and on this channel, you will find videos all about teaching ESL online for new, aspiring, and veteran teachers. And in this video, we are going to be talking all about Outschool. Yes, this new thing, Outschool. Well, it's actually not very new, but it's pretty popular right now. So we're gonna dive in and talk all about it. So I'm gonna be talking about 3 things in this video. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is why Outschool. So if you're still on the fence about whether or not you should teach for Outschool, you're gonna wanna stick around for this part of the video. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the application process for Outschool. So if you're already sold on, yeah, I'm ready, I wanna teach for Outschool, and you wanna hear about the application process, I'll put it down in the description box when this part of the video starts, so you can skip the whole why and just jump to this part of the video. And then the last part of the video, I'm going to be talking about what you can do if you've already applied to Outschool, have been denied, and you're looking to reapply. So if this sounds like you and you don't want to hear these two, I'll put where that part of the video starts as well in the description box, so you can fast forward to that part of the video also, just to make viewing a little bit easier, because I know I'm gonna go over a lot in this video, okay? So first things first, let's talk about why Outschool. Why teach for Outschool? Here we go. Okay, I have 3 top reasons why I think you should work for Outschool. The first reason that I love Outschool is that you don't need a degree to do it. All you need is a passion, and it can be for anything. So you don't have a degree, but you love music, or you're great at drawing, you're an artist. Outschool's for you. You can teach a class on music appreciation. You can teach a class on how to draw whatever it is that you're great at drawing. If you're great at drawing portraits, or I'm terrible at art, so I'm not gonna have a lot of examples here, but if that is your thing, then Outschool's for you. You can teach that because that is something that you're passionate about. And though you don't have a degree in it, Outschool says that's okay. We still want you. You can still teach this. And I think that's awesome. So number 1, you do not need a degree to teach for Outschool. Okay, number 2. Okay, the second thing, and probably one of the biggest things for teachers like me who are used to teaching ESL online at either the wee hours of the morning or the very late hours of the night, is that Outschool can be taught during the day. Yes, normal hours. You can teach any time of the day that you want. So again, just like any other online teaching company, you choose your hours, but they can be during what we would consider here in America normal business hours, right? That's something. That is my number 2, okay? Number 3, okay. And my third thing, the thing that I also love about Outschool, is that you get to pick your own price. You are in charge of what you make on Outschool. So if you have a 30-minute class, you are deciding how much money you are going to charge per learner for that 30-minute class that you are offering. Now, be aware that Outschool's fee of whatever you're charging is 30%. So if you were, say, charging, $10 a learner for your class, Outschool's fee on that would be $3. So you would really be, take home would be about $7 of that, right? So keep that in mind when you are pricing your classes and when you're thinking about how much money you can make on Outschool. But you are naming that price. You are setting that price. They are not telling you, okay, this is your base pay and these are your incentives, blah, 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 blah. No, you are doing that for yourself. Now, whether or not students sign up for your class based on how much you are charging is another thing. So that's something to think about. But you are in charge of that. You are in charge of how much you make. You are in charge of how much you are charging for each of your classes. So that is something I really like about Outschool. So that is why, those are my 3 top reasons why I think you should choose Outschool. Okay, and as you can see from looking at this chart, this is a great time to be applying to Outschool. if you look here, this just came out 2 days ago. So based on this, they had as many kids sign up for classes, or parents sign up, many signups in this past week that they had for the whole year in 2019. Let me let that sink in. The whole year in just 1 week. So if you're looking to sign up for Outschool, now is a great time. It is a great time. If you're looking to be a teacher, the students are there. It's a great time. So I'd be happy, again, to help you through the process. My link is down below in the description box. You don't need a degree to do it. You just need a passion for something. Yes, they want you something if you are passionate about something. 2 hours are during the day, the normal business hours. Awesome. And 3, you get to name your own price. So that is why I think you should choose to teach on Outschool. And bonus tip, it can be done simultaneously with your other ESL work. So it's not going to compete with your VIP Kids schedule or your Go-Go Kids schedule or Palfish, any of those schedules, because it's at different times typically. So that's another bonus tip and another bonus reason why you should choose Outschool. Okay, so now let's jump into the application process, and I will show you just how easy it is to apply to be a teacher with Outschool. Here we go. Okay, applying to Outschool is super easy, and I will show you just how easy. You can use the link below in the description box, and that will tie you to me, and I am more than happy to help you through the application process. And let's get started. So the first thing, obviously, you're going to fill out your personal information as you would on any other application that you are filling out to work anywhere. And then it's going to ask you for your educational background. So here you are going to want to put in any education that you've had, college degrees, what you majored in, any certificates you had. So if you're an online ESL teacher and you have your TESOL or your TEFL or anything like that, any little certifications you have, you are going to want to put these in here, not because you may use them, but as a way to shine, to just show everything that you have that might help you in some way, especially when it comes to your ability to teach online, because that's what you're doing here. So I would put everything in here. Bring out all your bells and whistles here. This is your application. This is your one time to shine, to show them, I can do this. I'm a candidate. Get me in. Because once you get past this application phase, you're in. You're in with Outschool. So really, you want to shine here. So all of your education, put everything in, everything that you can think of, put it in here. Okay? Next. Okay. And as far as your personal information, you need to be 18 years or older. You also need to be a resident of the US, UK, Canada, Australia, or New Zealand. US, UK, Canada, Australia, yes. Those are the ones. So you have to be a resident of one of those places. And this is basically because they are going to do a background check on you if they decide to move forward with your application. And these are the areas where they can do that. So that is that. Okay. Moving on, of course, we all know this one. You need to have reliable internet. So obviously these classes are being done on Zoom. So a knowledge of this platform would help you out, but Outschool is really awesome, and they have lots of workshops that you can take through them to get you familiar with Zoom. Also, Zoom is free. So you can go on, if you don't already have Zoom, and you can play around with it for free until you feel comfortable. Get all those bells and whistles. But what the workshops really help with is they teach you things that you might not figure out just getting in there and messing around with it by yourself. So I really recommend the workshops, especially if you don't know Zoom really well. They will help you out a lot, and especially help you to feel comfortable going into that first class. So internet, Zoom, yes. Next. Okay. And then once you have all of that information filled out, they are going to want you to fill out some kind of classes, just an idea of classes that you might want to teach. And this might seem really intimidating, because you might be like, okay, I know that I want to teach on Outschool, but I am just not in a place right now where I have any idea what I want to teach. And that's okay, because what I have been told by people at Outschool is that what they're really looking for here is they want your application to align. And I will go into this more in the next section as well. So if you have a degree in psychology, say that you want to teach some classes on psych, something to do with psychology. If you have an art degree, say you want to teach some art classes, right? This is where your expertise is, and this is potentially where your passion is. If you do not have a degree, something that you're passionate about. I have been a weightlifter for 5 years, and I'm super passionate about health and fitness awareness, so I want to teach fitness classes and weightlifting and all this stuff. That's great, because your passion is there, you've been doing it, that's where your expertise is. And although you do not have a degree in that area, those are the classes you want to teach, and that is around things that you know and things that you are an expert in personally. So that is what they're looking for. You don't want to go in there saying that you have an art degree and you want to teach classes on computer programming, because do you see how that doesn't align? They might be like, well, okay, yes, you have a degree, and I think that's awesome, right? But show me, make the line where you know about computer programming. What makes you think that you are an expert in that? You know, you need to connect the dots for them on that kind of a thing. So when you're putting in your classes, just kind of put things that maybe would make sense based on, you know, your education and your passions, and just kind of make that make sense for them, okay? Okay. The next thing that you're going to have to do is to create a short little, they call it like an intro video. What I kind of see it as, don't think of it as like an intro video like it is on like an ESL platform, like one that you would display to parents, because it's different than that. What this is think of it as like very short. It's like an interview. Basically, only Outschool people are going to see this, and they just want to get a feel for who you are, who are you, how are you in front of a camera, and it's really it. It's like an interview. It's kind of like, think of it as like a first impression. So yes, it should be good. It should be very representative of who you are. So in mine, I think it was maybe less than a minute. I said my name, I said my educational background, a little bit about my work history, and that was really it. And by me talking about myself and talking about those things, they could get a feel for how I was on camera. Am I comfortable? Was I, very afraid? And they could get a feel for how I would be in a classroom teaching students. So I think that's what they're looking for here. Nothing that you're doing in that video will be seen by parents or students or anything like that. That will come later in the process. You'll have the ability to create a profile video that will be seen by parents and students and things like that once you get hired. So, okay, so that is the application process. It is super, super simple. You send that in, and if it's approved, then you will go into they'll ask you to do a background check, and that's just, you go into the system, you say yes, let them do a background check. Once that comes back clear, you're in the system, you're good to go. You can start creating your classes and start teaching. So if creating your classes is still something you're really worried about, I have created a free resource for my referrals. You can go onto my website at CristinOnDemand.com. I also have it linked below in the description box, and you can find it. It's just kind of a brainstorming piece to give you ideas, to help you brainstorm ideas for classes. So if you're stuck, or if you're looking for something, or if that part of it scares you, feel free, jump onto my website and you can check out that resource, okay? So now we are going to move on to the reapply process and things I recommend to help those reapplying be successful. So here we go. Okay, so you've applied to Outschool, you're an awesome teacher, obviously, and you've been denied, and that hurts, I get it. So what I did was, I've had this happen to a few of my Outschool referrals. So I reached out to Outschool, and basically I just wanted to see if maybe things had changed. maybe they were getting so many teachers applying on their platform that they changed or tightened up the restriction or the requirements on what they were looking for in teachers to become a teacher on this platform. And I just wanted to know. So here's what they said, and I found it rather interesting. Okay, so I want to point you to this section of their, this is, basically the requirements needed to be a teacher on Outschool. And they pointed me to this specific section of the requirements and basically said that a lot of times applications will get denied when they are not in alignment, is the verbiage that they use. So basically, as I was saying in the last section, if you listened to that, maybe you didn't, maybe you just jumped right over here. But as I was saying in the last section, if you put that you have a degree in art, maybe you have an art degree, and the classes, and when it asks, what classes do you think you might want to teach on Outschool? And you are listing things like, I want to teach computer programming, or I want to teach about car mechanics, or things like that. And those things don't align, right? Outschool is basically saying, well, that doesn't make any sense to us, right? So you're saying you have an art degree. This is your expertise, right? This is your expertise, but you want to teach computer programming, and they can't connect the dots. And because they can't connect the dots and they don't see that you're an expert in that area, that could be a possibility as to why the application is being denied at this time. So what they want to see is whether or not you want to teach art. They want to see these things align. So you have a degree in art? Sure, I'll teach an art class. Or if there's something you really want to teach and you're passionate about it, find a way to make a connection with that passion. So I used to be a CrossFit Kids teacher. So I think in my application I put I used to be a CrossFit Kids teacher. I'm a certified CrossFit Kids teacher. So I may want to teach fitness classes. And although I don't have a teaching degree, and my degrees, both my degrees, my bachelor's and my master's are in psychology, because I have that fitness piece, I'm certified in that area, that aligned with one of the classes that I thought that I might teach. Now, none of the classes I've listed on Outschool to teach have anything to do with fitness or psychology at all. So that's really not the point. The point is when I applied, my application was in alignment. The things that I was passionate about and that I had my expertise in were the things that I was like, well, that might be something I could teach about. So if your application wasn't in alignment, that is one thing that you can try when you reapply, is to try to get it to align. Now, they don't hold you to those classes. So even if you say you want to teach an art class and you have no intentions of teaching an art class, they're not going to come for you and say, hey, on your application, you're an art major and you said that you were going to teach art and you didn't follow through it. They're not going to do that. So I would just say for application purposes, specifically because that is where they pointed me when I asked them about referrals, applications being denied. This is an area that I would spend a little bit of time and I would focus if it wasn't in alignment and you have been denied by Outschool. Okay, that is one area. Okay, they also pointed me into the direction of the little intro video. Hold on. Now, to me, the little intro video shouldn't be a huge deal. As I said in the last section, it's basically just it's an interview. It doesn't have to be long. It's you introducing yourself, saying who you are, what your background is, and they just want to get a feel for you. It's like a first impression, and they want to see what you're like in front of a camera, right? Because that's how you're going to be for all of your students, in front of a camera. So if you're camera shy, if you can express yourself in front of a camera, if you look physically uncomfortable, that's probably not going to be a good fit, right? So to me, the little video, it doesn't go to parents, it doesn't go to students, it literally just goes to Outschool, it's their first impression of you. It's like your little interview to them. So if you are sending things that are a full-on video for parents and students, I think maybe that's not what they're looking for here. What kind of teacher you are, what your style is, things like that. But let them get to know you personally and show them how you are in front of a camera. And that's it. You're done. Send it off. Be genuine, be authentic, be yourself in this video, because again, this is their first impression of you. That is another area they pointed me. I don't know if what kind of videos people are sending in, but depending on what kind of video that you put in, you might want to rethink and just do a little bit more of like an interviewee type. Those are the two areas that I would look at if you are going to reapply. I would look at the alignment piece based on your expertise, your education, and the classes that you're intending to teach. And then I would look at that little, for lack of a better phrase, intro video, even though it's not an intro video in the same regard as you would think of it on like an ESL platform. It's really not meant to be the same. So those are the two things that I would look at when it comes to reapplying for Outschool. And I really hope that helps you. Okay? Okay. I hope this video helped you figure out why you should apply to Outschool, take you through the application process, and then if you've been denied, helps you with your reapplication as well so you can be successful. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.